Yo, 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 Big Kish back up in here. We back at it again, y'all. I've been getting a lot of DMs again. What's the dirt? What's the dirt? What's the dirt? What's the dirt? You gotta do what's the dirt? You gotta do what's the dirt? You gotta do what's the dirt? Man, we about to hit this Euphoria reaction, man. We about to react to this Euphoria. One of my favorite songs, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, if you want to be a part of the giveaway, go to Big Kish on Instagram, BIGGKISH, follow, comment on the last post, whether it be a fire emoji. I like that freestyle. It's a freestyle. Yo, that's fire. I like what you doing, whatever. Just comment on the post and that automatically seals you in for the $150, the $100, or the $50. First, second, and third place. You know what I mean? If you want to donate to the channel, I got something for y'all. Here we go, right here. No more me spelling it out. There you go, right there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't too tech savvy. I'll be learning this stuff as I go. You know what I mean? So we gonna be doing better lives. We gonna be doing, bro. I'm telling you, we gonna be growing. We gonna be doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? So check it out. We about to get to this Euphoria. Let's get it.
Now, on to the other meanings behind the title. The track is titled Euphoria, and the artwork gives a clear definition of what that means. Secondly, the artwork then also provides an example of the word euphoria being used in an actual sentence where it states, "They had almost a week to recover from the euphoria of Tuesday's series-winning victory," and Kendrick dropped the track on a Tuesday, alluding to how this record is giving him a win, also a reference to his upcoming tracks as well. Furthermore, Drake executive produced the hit show Euphoria, a show depicting the lives of teenagers who find themselves in very adult-like situations.
Bruh, Kendrick said, "Why calculated, you're not as calculated." If you somebody that's calculated like he is, he's able to determine whether you're calculated as well. And he just sitting back in his Brooklyn, New York apartment, wherever he at in New York, and just looking at him like, "You so damn stupid, man." I ain't gonna be doing too much stopping because this joint long. I'ma just, you know what I mean? We gonna rock out. Yeah.
Therefore, this reference is also clearly with respect to the ongoing rumors that Drake is into much younger women. However, the title is even more deeper than that. I'm talking about the studied phenomenon where people experience a state of euphoria before they die. This is by far the most strategic use of the title, as this is
this is the last time me stopping it. I did see some scientists say that your pineal gland, it has more activity. It starts to expand when you die. I did hear that, so yeah, that's on point. I be on my science shit. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm a low key nerd, bro.
Exactly what happened to Drake. Euphoria is in every sense of the word a bait track. Look at how confident Drake was. Like, Kendrick fucking knew. He had all those records recorded. Done, ready, waiting.
Right.
Kendrick knew that Drake felt he had a slam dunk in his beef. He knew that when Drake dropped the Family Matters track, that Drake would have been living on a high, feeling like he won, leaving Drake in a state of euphoria. However, just like when people experience euphoria moments before they die, this is exactly what Kendrick did to Drake, strategically releasing a showstopper record just moments after Drake dropped. And look, you don't have to believe me, but I had this as a prediction in this script before any of those records even came out. I truly made the connection that Drake would experience a great deal of euphoria from that release, only to have it taken away by Kendrick. And it sucks that I couldn't get the video out in time, but seeing it all come true really just lets me know that all the time.
My bad, y'all. I want to get straight to the lyrics. I want to get straight to the meat and potatoes.
Overall theme of this record. Everything they say about me is true, the key word being they. As you'll see later in this record, Kendrick does not present much new information with respect to Drake, mostly reciting pre-existing things that people have already said within the culture, aka things that they said. By not exposing anything new, many people took this as a weakness, but this is quite literally Kendrick's entire strategy with this record. Basically, Kendrick is demonstrating that Drake has been exposed so many times that he doesn't even need to reveal anything new, as he packages all the already existing info and presents it as being more than enough to remove Drake's costume. So it's critical
that
to
nigga
point out
ugly as
that
hell,
in the
yeah.
phrase, everything they say about me is true, the term they is representing the culture that is hip hop. So all that right there is the framework and entire setup of the
Right.
theme of this record.
Right.
Literally. Another obvious meaning behind Kendrick's choice of quoting The Wiz is the fact that it is an African American cult classic,
Right.
which is likely what Kendrick watched as a child. Whereas someone like
Hey,
Drake,
I'm sorry, y'all. Hey, look. Hey, bro. I remember in the kitchen when The Wiz came on, man. Look, I grew up with my sisters and my mother, you know what I mean? Look, when the awards come on, The Wiz, everybody sit their ass down. Look, my mother had a TV in the kitchen, nigga. Cause she was gonna be cooking, you know what I mean? So TV in the kitchen, everybody sitting down watching The Wiz, bro. And that shit was long too. Nice and long, boy.
growing up with a white mother, probably only watched the original Wizard of Oz, which had no black actors whatsoever.
Yo, he played him, yo. He said you probably watched the original Wizard of Oz. Ooh, I know that shit was corny. What Jay-Z said had you in the hospital looking at MASH for months. Boy, you mad, yo. That's like that. I can't watch no original Wizard of Oz. Boy, I know you. Oh, I know that's terrible. I hurt, boy. That hurt.
Powers getting neutralized. I can only watch in silence.
Kendrick starts out the diss claiming that Drake's superpowers have been neutralized while he watches in silence. Circling back to the Kill Bill reference, as I've stated already, superpowers being neutralized alludes to Drake's costume being removed, exposing the fraud beneath it. The line about watching in silence perfectly ties into the quote from The Wiz, where Kendrick is essentially saying that he doesn't even need to speak, all he needs to do is sit back in silence, as Drake's alter ego unravels by itself through everything that the culture, says about him. DMX pointed out years ago that Drake was a fraud. Meek Mill exposed Drake for ghostwriters. Pusha T exposed Drake for being in blackface and hiding a child. Joe Budden alluded to underage women claims. Rick Ross painted Drake as a cultural outsider that had plastic surgery. Tupac's estate disapproved of Drake's use of an AI Tupac, and over the years, the culture in itself has added even more into the mix. When it comes to Drake and the culture that is hip-hop, the people within it have already neutralized Drake's superpowers on their own. You'll also notice that everything I just mentioned are all things that Kendrick makes reference to on this track.
The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling.
So right off rip, in the second line, Kendrick begins to chip away at Drake's hip-hop persona. This line is not just directed at Drake for being an actor on Degrassi, but as an actor within the culture that is hip-hop.
You're moving just like a degenerate. Heavy antique is feeling distasteful.
This line acts as a double entendre where one, Kendrick refers to Drake as a degenerate, likely due to his internet antics and the way that he moves in general. He seemingly supports this further by labeling Drake's AI diss as a distasteful cheap gimmick, and secondly, he is watching Drake's career degenerate, meaning to downgrade in terms of quality and how it's being perceived.
Why calculate you not as calculated? I can even predict your angle.
So first and foremost, Kendrick uses a play on words.
Bro, I think when I start doing reactions, I need to get all the songs out my system first. I just need to listen to all the songs first. Cause when he playing man, I just want to hear the whole joint again, bro. Man, yo, I think Kendrick actually write his raps like this. I really think he do, bro. Seriously.
In a mathematics setting, referencing calculations and angles. Furthermore, he paints Drake as someone who is not as calculated as he might believe, claiming that he can predict his every move, which is exactly what he did. He predicted what Drake was going to do on the Family Matters record.
Fabricating stories on the family front, cause you heard Mr. Morale.
In the first line, Kendrick alludes to Drake seemingly suggesting on push-ups that Kendrick's wife might have been unfaithful. Kendrick addressed his infidelity on his previous project, and he is insinuating that Drake is pulling these claims out of his ass based on that info.
What pathetic master manipulator, I can smell the tails on you now.
Kendrick is basically claiming that Drake is twisting the truth to fit a narrative that the masses will likely run with, and that he can already smell the bullshit coming.
You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted.
Following the theme of the record, Kendrick continues to drive home that Drake is simply not the person who he appears to be by claiming that Drake is desperate to be accepted and that he fabricated a persona to make that happen.
Drake claims he wasn't cool in high school.
You know, it was, I just always felt like an outsider. I went...
Tommy Hilfiger stood out, but Fubu never had been your collection.
Kendrick claims that Drake is far more Tommy Hilfiger, a brand that is far more common in a white man's wardrobe. Furthermore, allegations were made years ago that Tommy Hilfiger was racist, not approving of different ethnicities wearing his brand. For the record, this has been proven not to be true, but it was a narrative back in the day. Kendrick claims that Drake never had any Fubu in his collection, which is a masterful line in itself, truly helping to drive home the approach with this record. Fubu is a black-owned company with the slogan, "For us, by us," but more importantly, Fubu is very much a hip-hop company.
Fubu, the clothes got mass appeal. They the best that ever did it. I'm just keeping it real.
What Kendrick is really trying to drive home here is that just like Fubu, hip-hop is a culture that is for the people, by the people, and that is something that Drake has no ties to, as he is an outsider. Kendrick could also be referring to a fairly recent picture of Drake wearing Fubu, and I couldn't find any other pictures in existence where he's doing that. Now again, to be fair, which I am, Drake posted a drawing that he did from when he was a kid. It was like a cat or something, and it was wearing a Fubu hat. So he obviously knew about the brand from a young age.
Bro, that is not a pass, bro. That is not a pass, man. I am cool. Look, I would have kept that damn picture right in my mother photo album. I ain't about to prove to these niggas that I know what Fubu is, man. You lame for even trying to prove it.
I make music that electrify 'em. You make music that pacify 'em.
Kendrick points out that his music electrifies people. What he means by this is his music requires people to think, as the brain generates electrical activity when it processes thoughts. This record in
the dirt be getting through the crevices of the bar, bruh. In the dirt be getting through the crevices of the bar. This is what he really means. Bruh, he be, in the dirt offensive, bruh. Oh my God.
Itself is proof of just how layered his music can get. Kendrick creates music about real-world issues in a very poetic way that involves a great deal of comprehension. In the case of Drake, he claims that he makes music that pacifies them. Now, when we look at the definition of pacify,
please show academic sleep during his during that joint.
It is to cause someone who is angry or upset to be calm and satisfied. This is very important because Kendrick makes music to unite and empower his people. As we've seen in the past, protesters literally use his lyrics to make a statement. When we look at the subject matter in a lot of Drake's music, he is making the people do the opposite, calming them down by not evoking much thought at all, making them happy and pacifying them. And this line again went over heads, like people were thinking that he was calling Drake's music sleepy. Like that's not what that means. It's way deeper than that. However, the line also offers up another meaning.
That's what the meaning of different meanings is. That's what the whole triple entendre, it means all that shit. Yes, it do mean that too. It do mean that too. Cause academics was knocked the fuck out in that shit, man.
Feeding into the claims of Drake being involved with younger women, as pacify could be in reference to a pacifier. This is further supported by Kendrick claiming that he could double down on the line, but in this case, he spared him.
I know you're a master manipulator and habitual liar too.
Kendrick then, for the second time, calls Drake a master manipulator, and just like in the Kill Bill reference from earlier, he claims that Drake is a habitual liar.
You are truly and utterly incapable of telling the truth, especially to me.
It's a genius chess move because he gave himself a bit of a safety net. And now we've been hearing the people talk like, oh, Drake's a liar. Kendrick said he was going to lie. That's what he's doing. He then makes reference to his own lyrics from The Heart Part 4.
But don't tell no lie about me, and I won't tell truths about you. Don't tell a lie on me. I won't tell a truth about you.
This is another really clever reference, as many believe that it was on that track where Kendrick took aim at both Big Sean and Drake. The key word being truths, plural, like I have more than one thing on you. Kendrick then hits Drake with a nasty beat switch. When I'm driving in the car and like this beat drops, my foot just gets real heavy on the gas. Like I start speeding.
I'm out the way, I'm low, okay. The island right here is remote, okay.
Kendrick plays into the narrative that Cole and Drake cultivated on their disses, that Kendrick is laying low and not selling as well as he used to. The line is also a reference to Kendrick being low in terms of his height, which is something that Drake continues to play on.
I ain't thinking about no reaper, nigga, I'm reaping what I sow, okay.
So, as I said before, there was no way that Jake...
See, that's why I gotta listen to the song before I do these reactions, bro. I don't want him stopping it. Oh my God.
Cole was coming out of this thing unscathed, and Kendrick proves this to be correct, as he has some more bars for Cole here. I don't think any of us could forget J. Cole's verse on Johnny P's Caddy.
Nigga want me on the song, he gon' see the wrath of the reaper.
It was in this verse where J. Cole really started to reshape the narrative of who was the best, and Kendrick takes the chance to flip one of Cole's hardest lines to make it clear that J. Cole is not the reaper, and unlike Cole, who apologized, Kendrick was gonna follow through in his beef, reaping what he sowed. I said this 2 months ago. I thought that J. Cole was taking shots at Kendrick on Johnny P's Caddy. I do think he is talking to someone, and that someone, I feel like, is Kendrick Lamar. And Kendrick thought the same thing. I mean, there's a reason why he's referencing that record in particular.
I got a Benjamin and a Jackson all in my house like I'm Joe, okay.
So Kendrick really starts to put his pen on display. He makes reference to Benjamins and Jacksons, alluding to how he has plenty of money. This is likely a rebuttal to Drake's claims on push-ups regarding Kendrick's contract splits. However, the line is also in reference to Joe Jackson, who is Michael Jackson's father.
Boy, Joe look mean as hell, boy. Cool, look at them eyebrows. That nigga, hey. You better not go out there, you hear? You hear? I'm telling you, I'm gonna tear your ass up, boy. I'm telling you. Boy, I'm scared of him, boy.
And it's interesting to note that Michael Jackson also had a pet rat named Ben. Michael Jackson was weird from the jump. In this beef, the Michael Jackson...
I remember! I would have never put that together, bro. Yo!
Also in reference to Joe Jackson, who is Michael Jackson's father. And it's interesting to note that Michael Jackson also had a pet rat named Ben.
Dang! Oh, shit!
Michael Jackson was weird from the jump. In this beef, the Michael Jackson and Prince thing just gets flipped and rebutted over and over again. And in this case, he's either calling Drake a rat or someone in his team a rat, or both. There are multiple layers to this line alone. Kendrick brings up the Hellcat, which is a sports car trim for Dodge, but also by definition, a Hellcat is a spiteful, violent woman. Kendrick cleverly plays with the word hell, making it seem that Drake and his associates all sold their soul while simultaneously calling Drake a bitch. But in the next line, there's even more layers.
Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway.
Kendrick,
I really don't. I want to break this down for me. In the dirt. Come on, in the dirt. Break this one down. Hey, come on, let's see. Shh, y'all be quiet. Y'all be quiet.
Kendrick continues the clever wordplay with his usage of the word demon, as the demon is a trim level above the Hellcat for Dodge cars. The use of the word chipped refers to the demon being chipped out so that it has specific programming tailored to its performance. Kendrick also uses the word demon as a play on Future's middle name, Demon, and references one of Future's tracks, Throwaway.
Yo, I would have never put, bro. I probably would have put this together probably 20 years from now, bro. Probably heard it somewhere or something like that. Big yo.
So that it has soul while simultaneously calling Drake a bitch. Right. But in the next line, there's even more layers.
Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway.
Kendrick continues the clever wordplay with his usage of the word demon, as the demon is a trim level above the Hellcat for Dodge cars. The use of the word chipped refers to the demon being chipped out so that it has specific programming tailored to its performance. Kendrick also uses the word demon as a play on Future's middle name, Demon, and references one of Future's tracks, Throwaway.
Gone for that nigga, get it over with. Gone for that nigga, get it over with.
Go and pet that puppy, get it over with. I always change the lyrics and sing that song to my dog. And being chipped by a throwaway is also a reference to being taken out by a gun, as when you commit a crime with a pistol, you throw away the piece to eliminate any evidence. Furthermore, being chipped by a throwaway is also in reference to Kendrick's track Like That, which is what sparked this entire thing. And what's even more nuts is that the Like That track was Future's record, the guy that he already referenced within the line. Kendrick is essentially saying that the verse that shook the world was a throwaway verse, it was effortless, and it was nothing for him to do. However, while on the topic of Future and throwaways, a throwaway is also a woman that you just hit and toss to the side, and as we all know, Future accused Drake of pillow talking, so it's very possible that the woman that Drake trusted to share secrets with was one of Future's throwaways, so therefore, he got chipped by a throwaway. But the line is even crazier than that. I need you guys to remember Drake's recent track with J. Cole called Evil Ways, as it was on that track where Cole had subliminals for Kendrick.
I stay out of beef, see niggas DNA get rearranged.
And to make this even more obvious,
Damn, who mixed and mastered that? That shit sound like it was recorded in a damn bathroom.
Cole had subliminals for Kendrick.
I stay out of beef, see niggas DNA get rearranged.
And to make this even
Damn.
more obvious, it's on that exact same track where J. Cole claims that he is going through his demon phase.
Young angel going through his demon phase.
So when Kendrick says everybody want to be a demon until they get chipped by a throwaway, that's a bullet for both Drake and J. Cole. In the case of Drake, he ended off his push-ups track by claiming not to wake the demon up.
This ain't even everything I know, don't wake the demon up.
In the case of J. Cole, he claimed to be in his demon phase, but quite literally got chipped by a throwaway when he got entirely bent at his shape and apologized for his diss that Kendrick didn't even open his mouth for, and then proceeded to delete it. J. Cole's diss was a throwaway. He fucking deleted it. Everyone clowned him for it. You got chipped by a throwaway.
Everybody wanna be demon till they get chipped by your throwaway.
This is extremely high-level writing. Like, that line is
Yes,
fucking
it is.
nuts.
And I might do a show a day. Once a lame, always a lame.
In the first line, Kendrick claims that he might do a show a day, possibly referencing J. Cole's diss when he said this.
And he's still doing shows, but fell off like The Simpsons.
The Simpsons has 765 episodes, and still to this day, TV channels are playing their episodes daily. Kendrick is claiming that, like The Simpsons,
Hey yo, y'all write in the comment section if you could still sit through a Simpsons episode. Now, The Simpsons got bars. They whole episodes, they got metaphors for real. Now they got bars.
he could also do a show every single day and likely even sell it out. So I'm hoping you guys can see the theme now in verse 1, where these last chunk of lines weren't just directed at Drake, but J. Cole as well.
Oh, you thought the money, the power of fame will make you go away.
The next sequence of lines is directed at Drake, claiming that Drake has always been a loser, and even after all the money, power, and fame, he's still the same person. The line is also a callback to his verse on Like That, where instead of the word fame, he uses the word respect.
DOT, the money, power, respect. The last one is better.
Kendrick deliberately changes the words to reference Drake's confusion of thinking that fame amounts to respect, when in fact they are two different things.
Have you ever played? Have you ever? Okay, nigga, let's play.
Kendrick then goes into a game of Have You Ever, but I also see this approach as Kendrick framing the questions somewhat like a therapy session.
Have you ever watched your enemy down like with a poker face?
Kendrick's reason for doing this is to highlight the cultural differences between them.
Yeah.
Imagine Drake and Kendrick are playing a game of Have You Ever, where the questions are all about things Kendrick witnessed or was
Ever live in a place where one wrong turn might be hilarious? Yeah. Ever had a family member? Oh, of course. Ever worry you might be next? Oh, boy. God, ever got arrested for Shit. Y'all want to know how many times I've been arrested? We're going to keep that under the wrap.
Directly involved with growing up. Drake probably wouldn't have much to say because he can't relate to Kendrick's experiences.
Have you ever paid $500,000 like to an open case?
In the second line, he alludes to Drake having to pay $500,000 to a woman that accused him of sexual assault. And I know the article says $350K, but when you transfer that into our shitty Canadian dollar, it's pretty close.
I hate when I rap.
Oh, he from Canadian. Oh, is this a Canadian flag right here? Oh, he from Canada. Okay.
Transfer that into our shitty Canadian dollar, it's pretty close.
I hate when I rap or talk about guns, then somebody died, they turn into nuns.
Again, there are a lot of cultural references layered within this track, and Kendrick's approach to lines like this one is to point out the stark differences between himself and Drake. Kendrick has spoken on gun violence in his music before, and does it in a way that is very tactful, pushing to influence change. When we look at an artist like Drake, while he does have some lines that speak on gun violence in a way that could be helpful, he has far more gun-related bars that do the opposite. Then when we look at some of the alleged crimes that are connected to Drake and his inner circle, which could be a whole other video in itself, Kendrick is essentially painting Drake as someone that really doesn't care to make any strides towards change, and that when he does speak up, it's more of a PR move.
Then I hop online like pray for my city, he faking for likes and digital hugs.
Passed down by elders. People don't even know about the logistics of the beef or.
Everybody got a stick, we don't run fast.
And look, guys, like there is a theory out there that's claiming these lines are directed at Jay Prince and the death of Takeoff, and that's pretty heavy shit. You guys already know
I hate when a rapper talk about guns, then somebody die, they turn into nuns, they hop online like pray for my city, they faking for likes and digital hug. That nigga Kendrick crazy.
don't do that type of content on the channel. I just kind of keep it to the music.
His daddy a killer, he wanna be junior, they must have forgot the shit that they done.
All right, so this line is fucking insane, and everyone missed some key references.
All right.
First off,
Y'all strap up for this one. This is a deep dive, y'all. This is a deep one.
this is a shot towards Drake's actual father, Dennis.
Right.
Unlike his brother Larry Jr., who had a very successful music career, Drake's dad's career was far more lackluster. So when Kendrick says that he wanted to be like Jr., it's obvious that Dennis wanted a career that was as successful as his older brother, but that just didn't happen. To add the cherry on top, Drake's grandfather, who went by Larry Sr., was also a musician, so Larry Jr. quite literally took the reins and not Dennis. Then when we look at the fact that Drake's dad has literally tried to ignite his own career by piggybacking off Drake's success, it makes even more sense. Even on his official website,
How many sticks
Drake's
they got on
dad's
that
career
candle,
was
man?
far more lackluster. So when Kendrick says that he wanted
My
to
bad,
be like
y'all.
Junior, it's obvious that Dennis wanted a career that was as successful as his older brother, but that just didn't happen. To add the cherry on top, Drake's grandfather, who went by Larry Sr., was also a musician, so Larry Jr. quite literally took the reins and not Dennis.
If it's 9 candlesticks, they ain't on they stuff. They fake.
Then when we look at the fact that Drake's dad
Hold on. 6. What the fuck?
has literally tried to
Hold on. 5. What the hell? Man, these people
ignite
fake
his
as hell,
own
man.
career by piggybacking off Drake's success, it makes even more sense. Even on his official website, the promotions are not even tagged as Dennis Graham, but as Drake's dad. You gotta hit the like button for that one. Come on. The next
Yo, Dennis clout chasing, bruh. Yo, hold on, let me see.
even on his official website, the promotions are
Bro, Dennis clout chasing. Boy, that mustache too big to be clout chasing, man. He got ass hair on the top of his lip.
not even tagged as Dennis Graham, but as Drake's dad. You gotta hit the like button for that one. Come on. The next reference was also missed by pretty
we
much
gotta hit that
everyone,
like
and given the fact that I watched The Sopranos in full at least 10 times, I caught this one right away. Now you're gonna listen to me, Christopher, This is a fucking business. Sorry, that's just my favorite show. In The Sopranos, just like his father before him, Tony wanted to be the boss and overtake his Uncle Junior's place. The line about forgetting shit that they say is a reference to Uncle Junior, who constantly begins to forget everything and eventually develops dementia, which is something that Kendrick mentions in the very next line. Drop a comment for me, come on. Thirdly, Kendrick refers to Birdman as Drake's dad, as he was signed under him for cash money, and Birdman does have a slew of allegations.
See, we just thought he was just talking about dementia and Parkinson's. Nah, bruh, man, that shit got to do with the mafia joint.
With respect to being a killer. There's quite a few of cash money artists who have just mysteriously been murdered. So in the Birdman scenario, the reference to Junior is with respect to Lil Wayne, who once literally called Birdman his dad, and of course Drake took a lot of influence from Wayne, more or less aspiring to be just like him. But there's even more to it than that, that's not it. The last reference is to Texas hip-hop legend Jay Prince, someone that Drake considers his mob ties, and in this context, Junior refers to his son, Jay Prince Jr. The line is fucking nuts. Like, it's 16 words that give you 4 deep meanings that are all very relevant. It's a crazy line.
The very first time I shot me a Drake, the homie had told me to aim it this way.
This line is one of the more surface level bars. Kendrick is referring to shooting a Draco, which is a gun, but also sounds like Drake's name, like he's shooting Drake.
I didn't point down enough. Today I show you I learned from those mistakes.
Lastly, he claims that he needs to aim the gun down, which is in reference to Drake being beneath him.
Somebody had told me that you got a ring. Oh God, I'm ready to double the wage.
Drake purchased Tupac's custom diamond ring at an auction for over $1 million. Now, Kendrick, being from the West Coast and a huge fan of Pac, claims he's willing to buy it back from Drake for double the price, just so it's not in his possession.
I'd rather do that than let a Canadian nickel make Pac turn in his grave.
And it's very possible that Drake bought that ring just to be petty. Very possible. It is a pretty clever line because by saying that Pac would turn in his grave over the ring, Kendrick is also insinuating that Pac would have been pissed and would have never approved of Drake's AI gimmick.
Cut the bench, you got shit twisted. What is it, the brakes?
So again, more cultural references here as Kendrick continues to chip away at Drake, pegging him as an outsider in the culture. Kendrick asked Drake if he has shit twisted, alluding to Drake's new hairstyle, which is indeed braided. He confirms this even more with the next line when he says, "What is it, the braids?" Something that I've grown to accept over the years is the fact that I'm never going to have braids, you know?
Oh man, y'all stay tuned, man. We gonna get the other half of this joint. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yo, oh man, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, man. Hey yo, if you want to enter into to win $150, $100, $50, first, second, and third place winner. Go to my Instagram at Big Kish, BIGGKISH. Comment on the last post. Let's get active, y'all. Let's get really, really active. Let's come outside. Let's support each other. You know what I'm saying? If you want to donate to the channel, it's right here. You could donate to the channel. I don't care if it's $1, $2. It's still gonna go to all this computer stuff right here. It's gonna go to lights and stuff like it's just gonna go to enhance the channel, you know what I mean? And it's for y'all, you know what I mean? So, you know, if you want to donate to yourself, basically, you can. If you want to, you know what I mean? It's just there. But yeah, Big Kish signing out. I'm gone.